Greetings, YouTube. Today we're looking at the CJRB Gobi. And we got information on here. Oops, there we go. J1906-NTB, which NTG might be natural G10 or the natural. I'm not positive because it's the natural G10 color. This is the undyed G10 color. So that's the first thing you're going to notice. This is the jade style color because it's the color of G10 if you don't dye it. And it's got these wonderful orange accents, which I love because it makes me think of Halloween. This color combination, it is awesome. So you're going to notice it's a flipper. It is a 2-position pocket clip, tip up, which is the best way to have a knife, in my opinion. Semi-open construction, and if this is completely open, there's no pins in here at all. They're here and the pivot, so it's very easy to keep this clean. Got liner locks, which are set into the scales, which I happen to like. It gives it a nice clean look, and it's a step above and beyond. You don't have to do that, but they did in fact do it. This is a lighter knife. Whoop, I've got a scale. Let me not break it. And we got 100 grams. So it is not overly heavy. Let's open this up because this thing is fun. And there we go. Look at the curves on that blade, and look at the overall curve from here all the way down. This thing is really darn sexy. I am so glad that I bought this knife. It was a bit of a whim. I was putting in money that I'd gotten from Google. I picked up a power file for myself, and I'm like, let's see if I can poke around and look for some knives. So I poked around, and here we go. I think I just did a general search for CJRB, and I found this one. It's got a kind of a satin finish. It is flat grind, though it's not a full flat grind because this over here does not go all the way to the spine. The grind is nice and it is sharp. Came out of the box with a nice edge on it. I tried it on some paper before I carried it at work. It works really nicely as an EDC. I am so happy with this knife. Now, one of the things is that this feels like a polished stone at the ocean. It's just so comfortable in the hand. And I was a little bit concerned that it was not going to have enough of a texture when I was at work wearing gloves as opposed to my naked hand. And if it weren't for this pocket clip, it might be an issue. But when I draw it, if I do this, I can get it out okay. Because this is a little bit smooth. If this pocket clip didn't have this here, it would be difficult for me to get this knife out of a pair of jeans. But because it does have, it isn't an issue. But if you don't wear gloves, and when I'm not wearing gloves, getting this out of my pocket is flawless. It works beautifully. I am very pleased with this. The liner is not skeletonized, which I kind of think that might have helped the weight a little bit. But, you know, it does increase machining costs. So this is a low entry point knife. I think it might have been like 20 or 25 bucks. I don't remember. This liner and scale is cut out so you have access to the liner lock, which is also chamfered, so it's very comfortable. Though I do find it. See if I can do it this angle. I tend to close it like that. When I'm closing it, just push it and it's very comfortable, and it works quite well. The centering is beautiful. I did not have to tweak this at all when I purchased it, and I freely admit there's a slight amount of motion in this way, but nothing in this direction, just a little bit. And I don't want to tighten up the pivot to make that go away. I don't want to change the centering, and I don't want to change that action because the action is so damn sweet. I don't pry with my knives. I actually carry a pry bar, and I have a multi-tool with me, so I don't ever pry with a knife. So I'm not concerned about that ever so slight amount of play. Though I am mystified about the name, Gobi. Because I think of the word Gobi, and the first thing that pops into my head is the Gobi Desert. Is this supposed to be reminiscent of like the shapes of the dunes or something? Because I couldn't quite fathom why you'd want to call this a Gobi knife. Like a Persian? Because to me, that screams a Persian profile. But that's just me. So bit of a mystery on why they called it the Gobi, but it's damn sexy. Rides in the pocket beautifully. It's not too wide. It's not too deep. It's not too heavy. Gets in and out of the pocket smoothly. I love the color combination. It was available in more than just this. I believe it was available in black, and it might have been in one other color. I'm not positive. But this was the one that appealed to me. Just such a beautiful little knife and a great price. I am so happy with this thing. This is my current EDC because I just love it so much. It makes me smile every time I pull it out of my pocket. I'm kind of disappointed because it's in my bedroom normally, because I'm going from one pair of pants to the next pair of pants, as opposed to being at my desk. Because when I was at my desk, I was sitting here playing with this thing constantly, and now I'm kind of disappointed because, well, it's in my bedroom now. And I almost want to take it out of my pocket every day and bring it in the office just so I can play with it. This is just a lovely little knife, and I'm very happy with it. So, this has been the CJRB, which I still have a hard time saying. Gobi. Worth your time. Definitely a great little knife.